filled up this 500 litre diesel tank before the fuel prices started getting out of hand, and it's just run out now. I paid $1.80 a litre to fill it, and it's now at $3.20, $3.30, somewhere around there, which is a bit high for me. But luckily I've been hoarding old machines for the last 6 years. Most of them will be like half full with diesel, so I'm going to drain all the tanks and put it through a filter, and hopefully that'll get me through until fuel prices start coming down again. And I can't use the machines while my back's broken, so the fuel's only going to go stale over time, so I might as well make use of it. And the vehicle, so I'll start with that one over there, the old HOF 30. We'll run all the fuel through this filter into a clear bucket so that we can see how much water and gunk is in there.
Okay.
And there's still more in there, but we'll have to empty this bucket first. Wants to be a tight fit, that's good. We run it through this funnel, down through the cab filter, and into here. And from there we'll take it, put it in the big tank, and then that goes through another filter as well. So
Okay.
should come out pretty clean, eh? Right. See how we go, see if everything seals up okay, eh? We'll just let it trickle, because the slower it goes, I think the better it's going to filter, right? Still a bit in there. Alright, that's another 10 litres. There's no water in there. Alright, that's just about empty now. So we've got 35 litres out of that one. It's not too bad.
Let me just.
Right, that one's full. 10 litres. We can put that in the big tank now, Toby.
Okay.
No leaks at all, eh? Not even one drop. That's good. Yeah, okay? Good boy.
Okay.
We can just sit that there, I think. Let that empty out like that. Perfect.
It's empty.
Done. Yep. Go and refill that again.
This is what water looks like on the fuel.
Yeah, there's a little bit of water there, but not too much. Yeah. Pretty clean, really. I guess most of the rubbish was right down the bottom of the tank, but we didn't take that bit. And the old David Brown now. Right, now the old Kubota L1802. I'll use the transfer pump on this one. It's going to be a bit easier. Suck it out of there. Oh, that's a lot quicker than messing around with the fuel pipes. Alright, now the old Fiat 5566. That must have been pretty full. I got 30 litres from there. Right, using the transfer pump does pull out a bit of gunk from the tank. I don't want that blocking up the cav filter, so I'll just put another filter sock in there. It's quite a fine mesh, and that'll trap in bigger bits. Let's see what's in the old orchard tractor. So this is that old David Brown 1200 that had been adapted as an orchard sprayer years ago. They put a cab up the front here. Not my favourite machine to drive in. It's pretty cramped in there. Anyway, it's a cool old machine. Alright, now the old David Brown with the blade on the front. This one's got a good engine, but I got it running okay, but then found out the gearbox was shot and it was grinding and catching, so it's just basically a parts tractor now. Yeah, there's quite a few good parts on it, and I think that has some fuel in it. Alright, let's see what's in the old ailing bath. There's quite a bit in there. Alright, 30 litres out of that one. It's not too bad. Alright, we'll see what's in the old TD9. See how much the old Mitzi's holding. Should be a good 50 or 60 litres in there, I think. And lucky last, see what's in the old digger. Alright, that's the last one. I reckon we got well over 300 litres. Have a look at this stick. Oh yeah, that's nearly 3/4. That is spot on 375 litres. That's not too bad. Alright, so that's 375 litres recovered from the old machines. That's just about $1,200 worth. That should keep the ute on the road for the next 3 months, I think. doing the unavoidable trips to town and the school runs. Definitely worth doing. That saved me a bit of money. Turns out hoarding old machines is actually financial planning. All the old machines I drained have their own playlists or videos, so I'll leave those in the video description in case you want to go and see where they came from. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.